the Locked On Islanders podcast.
Your Locked On Islanders, your daily podcast on the New York Islanders. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Welcome to the Locked On Islanders podcast, weekend edition. So glad you could join us and be part of the Locked On Islanders family. We have got a lot to discuss on today's show. The Islanders finally making it official and signing Zach Parise. We will talk about what he brings to the team and what his signing will mean. There's also rumors going around that the Islanders are interested in a defenseman. We'll talk about those rumors and what that might mean. Still looking for a replacement for Nick Leddy, and if the Islanders go outside the organization, this player is considered a candidate. And a familiar face to Islander fans who's been with the team really since the start of the team almost, has been inducted or elected into the U.S. Hockey Hall of Fame, and we'll talk about that, plus our Islanders birthday of the day, and a whole lot more, all coming up on today's episode. So make sure you stay with us. And I'll tell you, so great to be here on YouTube as well for the first time. And great to be able to have fans not just listen to the show, but watch it as well. Who are this season's top 50 NHL players? Find out on the Locked On NHL podcast. Joe DiBiase, Mike DiStefano, and Rachel Donner reveal the top 50 players as voted on by our local experts across the Locked On NHL network of podcasts. Subscribe to the Locked On NHL podcast on YouTube and turn on your notifications so that you never miss an episode. If there's something Islanders related on your mind, if you have a question, a comment, a topic that you'd like us to talk about on the show, feel free to email us at lockedonislanders@gmail.com. And if you leave your first name and where you're from, we're happy to mention you on the show when we talk about whatever it is that's on your mind. You can also follow the show on Twitter at Locked On Isles, and you could follow me, Gil Martin, on Twitter at Ice Wars, NYR, VSNYI, and we'll keep you up to date on all the latest rumors, trades, free agent signings, and anything else Islanders related up until the opening of training camp and then through the season. And hey, training camp is now about a week away, so it is coming and coming soon. And I'll tell you, I am looking forward to it. This is a very short off season, and thankfully, the NHL getting back onto its regular schedule after all the delays caused by the COVID-19 pandemic. Good news right there. We're going to start with the announcement. Fischler, the hockey mate, has been selected for induction into the U.S. Hockey Hall of Fame as part of 2021. Fischler has been with the Islanders organization covering the team pretty much since inception, been covering them on TV since the 70s. Really covered all three New York area hockey teams, has been attending games since his first back in 1930, and has written countless books on the sport of hockey, whether it was Dennis Potvin's first book when he was still playing with the Islanders. He wrote a book with Brad Park, Dave Schultz, so many books on the history of this great game. And now a long-awaited and well-deserved honor as Fischler is part of the class of 2021 at the U.S. Hockey Hall of Fame. Going in with Fischler, Paul Holmgren, who used to play for the Flyers, then coached and was a general manager, and then Peter McNabb, who played for Buffalo, Boston, and a few other teams, and has now been a hockey broadcaster for a long time since then. Fischler quoted as saying, "I am very grateful for the honor. I have three priorities in life. My first priority by far is family, followed by health and hockey. Hockey has been a part of my life since my father took me to a game in 1939, and I never stopped going to hockey games." And think about it, 1939, Stan Fischler saw the New York Americans play at Madison Square Garden, and then for 1 year they were known as the Brooklyn Americans, has covered all three of the current NHL teams in the New York metropolitan area. And, here's the thing. We know about Stan on TV, about his sometimes corny but always friendly sense of humor, his extensive knowledge of the game. What a lot of people don't know about Stan Fischler is how many things that he does behind the scenes to help people looking to start in the hockey world in media get their first opportunity. And look, he's written almost 100 books on hockey and, again, gives people a chance, knows his stuff very, very well, and has been covering the sport as a writer since 1955. So unbelievable what he's done. Fischler, again, the trick, it's never been work. It's always been fun. To say that I've been working is a joke. It's my life's laugh and just doing hockey every single day. So great to hear about Fischler's induction. He also has won Emmy Awards and won the Lester Patrick Trophy in 2007 for outstanding contributions to American hockey. So congratulations to Stan Fischler, a long-awaited and richly deserved honor for him. And Islander fans who have known Stan for so long have to be happy about that. Want to briefly touch on a rumor going out there, not sure how much substance to it, but a rumor that the Islanders may be interested in right-handed defenseman Sami Vatanen. Vatanen, 30 years old, and again, be more of a native of Finland, originally drafted by Ducks in the 4th round back in 2009, has played the Ducks, played for the Devils from 2017-18 through 2020, and again for the Devils a little bit. Played Carolina briefly. Dallas Stars. Is right-handed shot. The Islanders kind of need a left-handed shot. If they're looking to replace Nick Leddy at 30, he probably has a year left. Now, wasn't sure, heard and followed up on whether or not they would sign Van to a contract or maybe bring him in for a PTO, which is out essentially in training camp. We'll keep an eye on both of those possibilities, but as of now, those are just rumors, and we'll see what Vatanen can do. Look, the other thing about Vatanen, he has had some productive offensive seasons in the NHL. As late as 2017-2018, he had 32 points. He once scored 12 goals in a season, although that was back in his in 2014-2015. Recently, he's more of a 20-point kind of a guy. If you extrapolate his statistics over a full game season, maybe 25.3 would probably be his ceiling. But overall, experience, and he certainly could add something to the New York Islanders lineup. When we come back, we'll talk of Zach Parise and what his addition means to the New York Islanders. Had to see Parise joining the Islanders more or less officially as that was announced. Today's episode is brought to you by BetOnline. It's that time of year again, as all eyes are now turning to football. Teams are back on the gridiron to start the season. As always, online is your number one spot for all the pro and college football action this year. Get all the updated odds, props, and contests, including online's biggest $500,000 NFL mega contest and the world's largest $200,000 NFL Survivor contest. Open now at BetOnline. Head to the website or use your mobile device to sign up today and receive your 100% welcome bonus. And I'll tell you, that's free money to use on site and to place additional bets. BetOnline is the fastest and easiest way to bet on all your favorite sports, from football, basketball, boxing, hockey, right to your favorite Vegas casino games. Don't wait and take advantage of all the great offers available for the 2021 season. Bet Online, your online sportsbook experts. Today's episode is also brought to you by DirecTV Stream. Does this sound familiar? You got one device that lets you catch the game live, another that lets you stream all your favorite shows, and you're watching sports highlights on your phone while you've got your neighbor's best friend's login for the good stuff. Well, I want to tell you about a simple way to get all that entertainment you love without the hassle, and a great way to finally get your TV together. It's called DirecTV Stream, and it brings your live TV and on-demand favorites together like never before, so you can watch your favorite sports, movies, and shows all in one place. That means no more juggling remotes, no need to buy another device ever again, and best part, there's no annual contract. So get rid of the clutter and the confusion and get your TV together with DirecTV Stream. You can learn more at directtv.com. That's directtv.com. Compatible device required. Content varies by package. So the Islanders made it official. Zach now a member of the Islanders. We all knew this was coming. Parise, I'll tell you, he met with the Zoom conference, and it was great to hear him talk about how he wanted to be a part of what the Islanders were building. He almost joined the Islanders at the trade deadline a couple of years back, but now it is official. And look, 37. Islanders are not getting the Zach Parise who scored 30 and regularly with the Devils in the late 2000s, or even the guy who was regularly 30 with the Minnesota Wild in 2014, 2015. Right now, he's only once removed from a 25-goal campaign. That was in 2019, 2020. When he only played 9 games. Last year with Minnesota, his role was reduced. His ice time was cut. 40 games, had only 18 points. If he can give, let's say, 15 to 20 goals and let's say 45 to 50 points over the course of a season, that would be great pro age in his career. But, the thing about Parise, he'll give you leadership. He's experienced. He's played over 1,000 NHL games. He also has played over 100 playoff games. It's 105 games, 37 goals, and 80 points season. And that's impressive. And again, the experience, the knowledge of Lou Lamoriello and what Lou expects from his players. He'll fit well with the Barry Trotz system, not afraid to go back and play defense, although again, not going to be at as high a level as he did in his prime, but it's still great to see Parise not only becoming an Islander, but wanting to be an Islander. And look, there's a lot of reasons why he would want to do that. His dad, a big part of the Islanders' 1974-75 playoff run, Jay Parise. We've talked about him past and what he meant to the team. So, for Zach Parise, come home to Barry Trotz. You're coming home to the team father had some of his best moments as an NHL player with back in the 70s. And you're joining a now that has a chance to win. All in all, this adds up to being a win for Ray and the Islanders. Now, not disclosed. I don't think this is going to be one of those situations where it breaks and choices. stage of his career. But if you get more than expected, he can fit in there along the free lines, and he can do it effectively. So great to have Zach Parise there. And again, the other thing that this shows are not joining the New York Islanders now. Excited to join the New York Islanders. Willing to take less money like Casey Cizikas did. And Zach Parise probably could have gotten a little bit more money had he gone elsewhere. It shows you what having a Hall of Fame general manager, probably a future Hall of Fame coach, a well-run winning team that has gone to back-to-back conference finals. That, plus a new arena. Let's not forget the new arena. You put all of those factors together, and all of a sudden the New Yorkers are a team that players want to go to, and that more than anything is a big positive change for the Islanders. So glad to get well back Parise. I think he was a solid addition. A 1-year deal, so I think it'll just fit in very, very well when all is said and done. When we come back, we have our Islanders' birthday of the day, a popular first-line player for the 2 years he was with the Islanders in the late 2000s. We'll have that and more still to come on the Locked On Islanders podcast. This episode is brought to you by Rock Auto. With the ever-increasing numbers of makes and models, it's now impossible for local chain store auto parts to stock all the parts you need. So why endure the often pointless, seemingly intimidating questioning and wait while the person behind the counter orders the parts on their computer, choosing only the brand their warehouse happens to carry? You have computers with access to rockauto.com at home and in your pocket. You could save money and time when using Rock Auto. Why choose to spend 30, 50, or even 100% more for the same parts from a chain store or car dealership? RockAuto.com is a family business. They've been serving do-it-yourselfers for over 20 years, and they have everything you could need, from brake parts, tail lamps, motor oil, or even a new carpet. Go explore their easy-to-use website today and find the solution to your auto parts needs. Go to rockauto.com right now and see all the parts available for your car or truck. Right, Locked On in their How Did You Hear About Us box so they know we sent you. Amazing selection, reliably low prices, all the parts your car will ever need. rockauto.com. Do you know that Built Bar has so many delicious flavors? There really is something for everyone. And if you talk to a Built Bar fan, they're really passionate about the flavors they love. Flavors like raspberry, mint brownie, double chocolate, cookies and cream, coconut, and one of my personal favorites, salted caramel. That combination of salty and sweet really is great in my mind. If you haven't tried all the flavors, you could order a mix box where you'll get 2 of each of the 9 permanent flavors. And you know what? Not only are Built Bar flavors the best tasting, but they're healthy too. Check out the macros. Each protein bar has between 17 and 18 grams of protein, only 130 to 180 calories, 4 to 5 grams of sugar, and only 4 to 5 grams of net carbs. So all amazing flavors, all tasty, all healthy, and Built Bar is the official protein bar of the U.S. track and field team. Right now, go to Built.com and use the promo code LOCK15. You'll get 15% off your order. That's promo code LOCK15 for 15% off at Built.com. So, time for our Islanders' birthday of the day. And now we want to wish a very happy 41st birthday to former Islanders center Mike Comrie. Yes, born on September 11th, 1980 in Edmonton, Alberta, drafted by his hometown Edmonton Oilers in the 3rd round back in 1999. Spent 2 productive years at the University of Michigan before joining the Oilers in 2000-2001. Became an Islander in 2007-2008. Had 21 goals and 49 points in 76 games with the Isles that year. Big contributor on the power play. Spent half of the following season with the Isles before heading back to the Ottawa Senators. closed out his career with brief stints with the Edmonton Oilers and Pittsburgh Penguins. Overall, 589 games in the NHL for Comrie, 168 goals, 365 points, and 443 penalty minutes. Also played in 32 playoff games, 20 of them coming in the Ottawa Senators' long playoff run in 2007. He had 4 goals and 10 points in his playoff career. And we're going to go back and look at one of Comrie's better guys. December 26, 2007, at the Nassau Coliseum, Islanders hosting the Maple Leafs. It was in goal for Toronto. And Rick DiPietro getting start for the Islanders. Toronto getting on the board first. Alex Steen, his stage, and Boyd Devereaux 6-13 into the game. Islanders trailing 1-0, but the Islanders get it back less than a minute later. Andy Hilbert got his 4th of the Barrard. The helpers at 7:02. We're all even at 1-1. The first period, Darcy and Ian White with the Islanders evens it up at Park, and Rick Pietro and gives the Isles a 3 Park with the assist. Time of the goal 19-12. Islanders ahead 2 after 1. The second period was scoreless, but in the third, well, the Isles had a play. Matt Sundin off for tripping, and they give up. Alex Steen is 2nd of the game, 7th of the year. Defenseman Hal Gill, the only assist at 1:15 of the third. We're all tied at 3 apiece. And the game goes into overtime. In the time with just 10 seconds left on the clock. Who gave him? But our Islanders' birthday of the day, Mike Richard Park, the only assist at 50 for Comrie, his 11th goal of the year, and the Islanders gave away with a 4-3 overtime win. Comrie 2 goals, 1 assist, a +2, and he had 6 shots on goal to lead the Islanders. The whole team fished with 28 shots on goal in this contest. Meanwhile, the win to Wade Dublowitz, who Rick DiPietro be making 22 saves after facing 23 shots. DiPietro moved from the game after the first period, believe it or not, injury, and unfortunately, injuries always an issue for much of Rick DiPietro's career. So again, a happy 41st birthday to Mike, and many, many happy and healthy more. That's going to do it for this episode of the Locked On Islanders podcast. I hope everybody enjoys the weekend, and I hope you check us out on YouTube, because this is the start of something new and exciting for the podcast. And Islanders doesn't have to be a guessing game. If you listen to the new Locked On Bets podcast, it's hosted by your boy Q and handicapping expert Lee Sterling. Get daily picks, blowout specials, wrong team favorite picks, and Lee Sterling's lock of the day. Follow the Locked On Bets podcast, brought to you by betonline.ag, wherever you get podcasts. Enjoy the weekend, everybody. Stay safe. And of course, let's go Islanders.